What's up, boys? We are back with some more explosive mining on the salt pits. However, this time we're going to be trying to not spend very much resources in the shop. We're going to try and hoard as many resources as possible to get the highest, most ridiculous numbers ever on the artifacts that scale up your stats based on resources collected. The gold-tipped bullets, nitrogenic powder, pickled nitra, etc. So we're looking for the high explosive grenade and the cryo grenade to mine out the terrain for us, combined with a bunch of the scanners to generate resources. We will probably want to buy some decent reload speed early on to get the terrain destruction going pretty quickly. I think that'll pay itself off if I can get them early enough combined with some of the scanners.
Well done, you got them all.
Well, guess we're getting some decent levels on the PGL as well.
Supplies can't land. Clear it out, miner.
Actually do like getting an early overclock or two for it for a build like this, since you are fairly weak with the grenades in the early game until you can get the triple throw on those, since getting over twice as much damage on them for a single bounce overclock is pretty insane. So if we can get some decent damage on the PGL, then that can carry the early game until we can ramp up with that. Big reload, fantastic start for the cryo grenade. Kill a bunch of mini elites with that for a bit of extra XP here as well. The ration's pretty good, but we can do better. Gold tipped or multi-tool are both fantastic. Kind of leaning towards this because it's rarer and the reload speed will help early on, and then that's more common, so we'll almost certainly see it again. Let's go for some more mining speed since we don't really have anything to help us with that yet. And it does help move around on the map when there's so much salt blocking everything. Oh yeah, I guess we are fairly reliant on finding a few of the scanners early on. So if we don't have any luck with that, I guess I'm just doing some random grenade throwing build. Early shellback, let's try and get some big damage onto him with the falling rocks. My single target is extremely bad currently, so we could definitely use all the help we could get with those. Skip the detonator on him as he's passing by. Let's go ahead and grab that into an overclock. Got the TNT, no triple. So our damage is still extremely low, but we do have one key piece to the puzzle. Oh, that's a lot of detonators if we can time that. Not too bad. And he might be a bit out of range of this. Those weren't even remotely close to him. Trying to get him to stop where there's some of the detonators nearby, but not quite. Okay, not too bad for the early shellback. We'll keep pumping the cryo grenade. Try and get that triple effect to mine out even faster with it. Could definitely use some pickup radius. plasma is pretty solid. We do have the multi-tools, so the shock vents might actually be interesting to add a lot of different tags and then collect resources for us. I think I'm actually down for that. So we're at 36%, and then that goes up to 61% with the multi-tool, not bad. You can get some very nice utility on the shock vents, both the resource collection and the extra slowing effect to nearby enemies. It does unlock status effect damage, which might not be ideal. I think we're probably just taking the cryo grenade here. Potency, reload. I like reload. That does basically the same thing as potency, but it also has more of them out. Since having more of them out will apply more status effects anyways. More cryo grenade. We'll grab a bit of HP. Reload, yup.
Guess what's on the menu? More bugs. And they're pissed.
I guess we'll take the level here. Try and get that utility going. I think a basic damage upgrade for it is probably the worst you could get there, though. Legendary reload speed's pretty solid, though. Paint job, yeah, we'll see what we get there. Okay, slow nearby enemies, that'll go with the cryo grenade for even more freezing power. And then we kind of want the high explosive for more mining, but it's not strictly necessary since I do have it on the cryo grenade already. And if I go the plasma burster, then I at least won't get kinetic upgrades, so I think we're fine with that since we already have the TNT on the cryo. We'll grab a level here. Reload, yep.
Time's ticking, miner. Move it. Stage 1 completed. Well done. Taking you to stage 2.
We can get a cheap level for that. Paint job is also kind of nice to look for overclocks.
I want it.
Let's go fire rate reload speed. You can't really scale the fire rate on that up too much. Then we're kind of light on nitra, so I'll just take some decent gold stuff wherever. Big paint job if I want to save that. I'll definitely take that. Ooh, we don't have the triple, so this is going to be a very low damage main weapon here. Let's go reload and damage, try and get the total DPS up as much as possible. Early XP and a little bit of gold. I think I'll pass on that, look for some more interesting stuff like reload speed for it.
Objectives. Let's get out of here.
Oh yeah, we can actually go triple freezing weapon here with the slowing balanced overclock for the plasma burster as well now.
The swarm's heading your way. Load up. Supplies blocked. Get the landing zone cleared.
We have a few nitro rerolls ready, so we are really looking to get some of the resource scanners now. Although I would probably go for a weapon box as well since we do have the multi-tool already. My damage is fairly low. I think it's going to take me a bit to kill a hoarder right now. So we'll go ahead and grab this out of the way. Cryo grenade, reload. Yeah, I think I like that the best. Chemist is okay, but definitely think I want to reroll. Coupons is pretty... well, if I want to hoard as much as possible and not spend a ton in the shop, that doesn't actually do anything. Okay, Nitro Scanner, thankfully. Coupons are extremely good, one of the best artifacts when you're doing the normal thing where you're spending all of your resources that you're generating. Damage, let's go for a bit more pickup radius. Going to be exploding a lot of salt pretty far behind us, and we want to grab all that nitra. Oh yeah, I still need to deal with the hoarder. We might need some rocks or detonators or something to help with them. But that might be kind of hard to time. Okay, a little bit of an explosion there. Let's go reload here. Well, I guess with all the potency on the cryo grenade, he can't actually run around too much. Take another pickup radius, I think. Ooh, luck. We'll take some more reload there. Main stat I'm looking for on the cryo grenade. Damage, sure. And then, not super interested in any of these. We'll take a bit of early XP to go with all that pickup radius. Explosion radius, sure. I think there was quite a bit of XP where all those guys were dying. I'll take the reload on that. So don't want to leave that behind if I can help it. Reload, sure. Yeah, it would be nice to get the XP collection on the shock vents now. Get some pretty good value out of that now. Reload or pick up. We should probably start getting some levels on that, especially when it's reload. Probably the most useful stat for it. Big mining if I want that. I think I will take it over these upgrades, even though it's not super necessary now. But those aren't really that amazing. Let's go a bit of armor. Don't think I have any survivability yet. Paint job if I want to finish that instantly, but I'll probably grab some reload speed here, so let's just go a bit of XP. pick up... Oh yeah, I do want to hoard a bit, but we're still super early, so... Still buy a few things. We don't have any scaling yet. I will take a big paint shop for that, and there we go. And a big pickup radius is very helpful. Do I want one of these? Nah.
Load up and get going, miner. We have quotas to fulfill.
Paint shop? Nah, we'll go reload speed.
Swarm's heading your way. Load up.
We have basically all the rerolls available now with the nitro scanner already. So hopefully we can find some more cool stuff now. Big paint shop to help out with overclocks on the shock fence. These are not it. Gotta reroll. Gold tipped, we will go ahead and grab that since we're getting pretty low on rerolls now. Let's go for some big damage on the PGL. Do want to get the overclocks on that eventually just in case we ever find the turbo encabulator artifact, giving damage and reload speed for all of your overclocks on all of your weapons. Potency, sure.
Well done. Got them all. Scanner just lit up like a Christmas tree. We got a swarm incoming.
Big crit chance, paint job. Another damage or some crit chance. I think that's probably the least useful stat on the shock fence for me. Potency would make it better at shocking and freezing, and the reload speed just amplifies everything it does, makes it better at collecting stuff for me as well. Probably use some more pickups still.
Alert. Threat level increasing.
Damage, we can go ahead and grab the explosion radius for that. It's not bad, but that is quite a bit of useful stats for the other weapons, since I'm mainly going reload and potency on those two. big damage for the main weapon. I will take that over just a green damage. The triple grenade on the cryo is minus 20% damage since it also reduces potency. So that would be 240% damage on it. We'll go a bit more reload. So yeah, that is a huge penalty by missing that overclock. Even with the decent reload and damage, you're probably only a bit over half of the total damage of the other overclock. Sure.
Get it done, miner. The buttons are furious. Drop pod has arrived. Get there before the timer runs out. The drop pod is not going to hang around.
Decent damage there, just the shock vents. Nope. Explosion radius? Yup.
That's one for the books. Taking you to stage 4, miner.
We will take a big explosion, probably a paint job since that's pretty efficient level-wise, and then I guess we will take the slow effect so we can have the trifecta, and then we hold all the rest.
There's beasties to shoot and work to be done. Get to it, miner. Well done, you got them all. Prepare to fight for your life. The big swarm is approaching.
Reload, yup. Pretty early double hoarder. The last one had pretty bad upgrades though, and no artifacts, so hopefully this will be a bit better. Big pickup radius is pretty useful. There's only one copy of that, so we could get it out of the pool. And I do have a lot of specific artifacts I want, so I think I am going to take the bulb just to get it out of there. Pickup radius is really tempting there, though. Potency, let's go for a level here. Gonna be a bit difficult to get all the overclocks when we're not spending much in the shop. Hopefully we can kill those porters, or those detonators out. Let's push through there. There we go. We'll take another big XP, still pretty early. Armor, levels, let's go some more plasma burster. These are not great. Ration's nice, magnet's okay. I guess we should probably go ahead and grab the ration. We only have 2 rerolls here. Reload for that, sure. Single target is still abysmal, so we're gonna need to get something onto the shellback at some point. Like some big detonators over there. I don't know if I can really get them. Okay, we killed them, thankfully. He is pretty slow right now, so we can get some decent damage with weapons. Big crit damage, sure. Should be pretty easy to finish them now, and then we'll have a bit more freedom to do what we want here. Without constant rolls and sprays everywhere. Potency reloads. I think we'll get a bit more reload still. Potency damage. I think we have a decent amount of potency already and a lot of reload speed.
Time's ticking, Miner. Move it. Excellent work, Miner. Stage complete. Onwards to stage 5.
Luck.
I can't get enough of this.
And then I think we hold the rest. Oh, paint shop. Should probably grab those for the secondary
Everyone
weapons.
knows that.
And then we hold the rest.
Only one way to rouse the Dreadnought. Destroy its cocoons. Kill them all, Miner.
Inside every time I have to pick up.
So this will probably be the hardest point now. We are very weak single target with no triple grenade on the cryo. And we don't really... sure. We can't really keep the rocks active on the level because the cryo grenade will destroy those as well. Unless I just stay completely off screen of them maybe, and then go over them later. I really don't think I'm going to be able to use those against the boss, so it's just going to be the weak single grenade against them. Scanner, yup. And we have the gold tip to go with that as well, so we can actually finally scale up our damage a bit. Paint job, that'll bring it up to 12? I mean 10, 2 away. Yeah, I guess. Alright, hopefully 400 gold is going to be enough to carry my pretty weak currently cryo grenade. We're up to 249% currently. Let's go some throwable damage. Then I guess we'll just try and go for the rocks whenever we can. It's going to be impossible to control them with the cryo grenade. Also try and get all the gold we can for the extra damage. Try and pull them down to some more rocks. Couple hits there. I don't know if that's going to be enough though. Damage is looking pretty rough right now. Try and pull them through some detonators over here. Let's go and overclock here, see what we get. Okay, I got the triple on that. That'll help a little bit. I don't know if we really got any of those detonators on him. Try and pull him through the other ones. There might have been some rocks on the top left we could look for. Reload there, I think. Well, I guess we can mine them for a tiny amount of gold. Just have to hope all the huge freezes do work. What does this have at 18? It can shoot electricity to your other constructs. It's something else. I don't think it's super useful. Let's just go with the decent damage for our 3 biggest damage weapons here. Definitely use that. Just need to make sure he's always in the fairly large explosions. And then try to run through stuff right as it gets frozen.
Dreadnought wiped out. Good work, team. Objective completed.
Reload into an overclock, yep. We could definitely use the nails. That's about 100% of the base damage, so that's the biggest one here. That does give us a little bit more freezing power, but I think we need the damage here, definitely. Yeah, look at those big kinetic explosions on the bounces. And we should be able to grab this and then freeze our way back into the pod. Okay, I think the hardest part is out of the way now. We have some decent scaling now with the gold tips. And we should have a pretty good chance of finding nitro powder at some point for a massive damage increase as well.
Management sends their regards.
Nope, we hold.
Your mission is clear. Get to it.
Yeah, I actually am pretty glad I did grab that legendary mining speed. It's pretty slow when the crowd grenade isn't firing at anything nearby. Explosion radius? Yup. I don't think so. That does work on the PGL. Mocap is okay. We can do better. No, we can't. We cannot do better. Divers is decent, at least.
Swarm detected. Get ready. We'll be with you shortly.
Big reload. Let's try not to get trapped in there with a bunch of shellbacks. That'd be a pretty bad spot. Still need 4 mushrooms.
Well done. You got them all.
Big movements. Try and avoid him for a bit longer if I can, actually.
They're getting worse, Miner. You need to move.
I think the bounce is from the plasma, and also he's running through all the shock fences. Those will eventually kill him. but we need all the resources we can get here.
Drop pod has arrived. Get there before the timer runs out. Drop pod is not going to hang around.
Status is just not great, so we'll take probably just the damage at this point.
It's about to leave. That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there is a beer on the house when you make it back. If you make it back.
We hold. I think I'd take like explosion radius or luck if it's on the first page of the shop, but probably just hold for the rest. Oh, probably a big reload speed on the cryo grenade as well, since that would pay itself back. Maybe. We did mine out like 95% of that level.
Prepare to fight for your life. Big swarm is approaching. Big swarm detected. Buck up and get ready.
Big crit damage.
Big swarm detected. Buck up and get ready.
Now we just need the nitrogenic powder to get massive crit chance to go with that.
Exemplary work. You achieved your objective in record time. The surface is too packed for supply pod to land. Please clear it. Got a launch. Supplies inbound.
Not great XP or knowledge. Stage 7 XP is probably a bit better here. And that does give us one of each scanner as well. Always cool to have that. Potency, we do still need the levels on that. Damage would finish that off. 2 weapons. I think I'm fine getting the overclock here. No real benefit from that, so we may as well take conduit here. Have them shoot even more lightning to each other.
Careful, they're going blood crazed. Work fast, miner.
Man, it is rough landing the cryo grenade shots on the rocks sometimes without having the triple. May as well damage here. So we're up to 571% off of just the gold tips currently. Explosion, and we hold the rest. I could grab that actually. That would make it better if I grab the turbo encabulator at some point. It'll make it easier to hit 18 on that.
Last work to be done. Have an atom miner.
It's a cheap level, we don't lose too much by grabbing that. Decent reload.
Think you can kill me? Well, think again.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
Never felt better.
Exemplary work. You've achieved the objective in a record time. Resupply prepared. Clear the landing zone of obstacles.
I got it in the mouth.
Big swarm detected. Lock up and get ready.
Probably take the level there, try and finish off the overclock since we're getting close to the end now.
Coming, sucker.
I would lose 162, I would be very squishy, but these are completely useless, so I guess we're trying it. Puts us at 833%. I'm going to be very squishy here.
I'm gonna go for this. That's all you got, you slippery shit.
Time is running out, miner. The bugs are getting worse.
Damage.
Well done. Objective completed. Drop pod has arrived. Get there now. It will leave without you.
Probably about all that I have time for without risking the run here. But we're up to 872% now. Still really need the nitro powder for some crit chance.
When you make it back. If you make it back.
Paint job would finish that one off.
Gonna paint my nails.
Go ahead and grab the akimbo.
Overclock, my favorite type of
Could
clock.
get 2 levels on that, bringing it pretty close. And we don't even have any nitro scaling yet, and I do want to get all the overclocks at
You don't
least.
see these every day.
Get to work. There's aliens to be killed and gold to be mined.
I'm wondering if quite it's possible until they started the best way to make a living. Open. You're cute. Oh, man.
Big swoon detected. Lock up and get ready.
There we go. Blue damage into the final overclock. Grab the more bounce. Could have gotten a lot of favorites here, but I don't think it would have been very good for the build. I guess it's XP scanner again. We don't really have much HP to leverage that. If I didn't have the rations, I would have 102 HP right now.
Big swoon detected. Lock up and get ready.
None of these are that big of an impact. We have some decent explosive stuff, so I think that'll probably help me out the most with the boss.
Skeletons under a Christmas tree. We have a swarming coming.
Potency is okay. That'll give some shocking and freezing at the same time. Reload speed for the 2 strongest weapons here is okay. I'm not sure if I can survive a hit from a detonator with this much HP, so let's play it pretty safe around them.
Gotta move on, miner. Drop pod will head out momentarily. That elite never stood a chance. I will see to it there is a beer on the house when you make it back. If you make it back.
Big damage there, and we don't have any nitro scaling yet. I probably should snag that.
Take it.
So we're at 1036% global.
Found the Dreadnought.
No nitro scaling yet, but we do have a lot of nitro for it.
Show them what a single dwarf can do.
Potency, crit damage. We definitely need some damage here. I do not have a lot of room for errors with 164 HP, so we need to kill stuff pretty quickly. These are pretty bad. But we need the maximum gold tipped value. Ooh, that guy's ready. Let's not go over there yet. We can still get more gold. Probably a bad spot for the supply pod. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to avoid breaking them out here. That is a pretty good potency, though. Pickled nitra and weapon box? I can try to live with this again, and this is kind of what we've been building to. So, 4,952% damage, minus 608% movement speed. Whee! We're teleporting around backwards. Have to be very careful with how much HP I have. Oh god, I can't go through those. Oh god. Oh god. This is so hard to control. That was pretty close. Okay, so I've never done this before, but I think you're supposed to enter into the ship at like 1 second left, so that the door will close like right as you go in before it can shoot you out. 33k crit over there. I might have accidentally bounced myself out of there already, so one more look at the stats. 160 HP. Almost accidentally one-shot myself there, minus 610% movement speed, 5,000% damage, 101% reload. Not bad crit stats considering we were skipping everything and we never got the nitro powder still. Decent mining speed to help us out when the crowd grenade wasn't firing. We did manage to get all the overclocks, but no turbo encabulator, so it didn't matter too much. Our main weapon was almost full greens, few purples. Missing the triple, so that was a lot of damage lost there. Got some nice utility, some extra reload speed with the shock fence. A lot of unique tags there. Even more freezing here, and a big damage increase from the nails. So I need to press S right as it closes. Nope, I did not time that right. Rip. Yeah, I think you're supposed to go in like right as the door is closing, so it will lock you in there and it can't spit you back out. But I'm actually not sure if you can time that with that much movement speed. That would be very difficult. Let's see, we had 35 million from this, so the nails overclock ended up doing 26 million. That is extremely good for a second overclock on a weapon over here that had a lot of paint jobs as well, boosting the levels. We had all different damage types, so no specific upgrades in that area. We had about 12 million electrical dot there, not too shabby, as well as the increased crit chance. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.